सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा.
Basically, start the occasion as such. To begin with, we have Dr. K. Janardhan, Principal, University of College Osmania University, and Botany, with us to preside over the gathering this evening. Teaching experience and 15 PhDs awarded under his supervision. He's got 50 papers published in journals of international review and has authored a number of books, and different projects have been completed. Presently, there are 2 ongoing research projects under his supervision on medicinal plants, and he has organized a number of national seminars and a number of countries that include the USA, Argentina, Brazil, Italy, and Denmark. He has delivered the Professor Endowment Lecture in University of Madras, Chennai during 1996, and he is a recipient of the State Best Teacher Award 2007, awarded by the government of Andhra Pradesh. We are proud and happy to have you with us this evening, and I welcome you guys. Can we have Shanti to felicitate our guest? He is a new age corporate professional with interests ranging from developing human potential to scripting and directing business management firms. Shri has served corporate India in senior and board level positions with premier public sector and private sector organizations, including BHEL, NHPC, and HMT, to name a few. He is the author of 8 books on management teams and articles in international training journals of repute, including the American Society for Training and Development Professionals Journal called Training and Development. Okay, and participated in a global convention organized by the State of the World Forum, San Francisco, California, in October 1999 on envisioning and creating a sustained, compassionate society. His current areas of interest include soft skills, spirituality in business management, exploring values, human potential in development, and creativity and innovation. I welcome you on behalf of the Institute of Public Enterprise. And we have Kirti to felicitate our guest. The co-author of the book, Acrobatics of Change. And we have Shri Khwaja, who belongs to the 1976 batch of Indian Administrative Service. He completed his graduation in 1974 from St. Stephen's College, Delhi. During his tenure in IAS, he has served with distinction. Some of his important assignments include Collector and District Magistrate Khammam, Commissioner, Municipal Corporation of Hyderabad, Joint Secretary to Government of India in the Ministry of Environment and Forest, and Chairman and Managing Director of Singareni Collieries Limited. Shri Khwaja is currently assigned the responsibility of Additional Secretary, Government of India, Ministry of Environment and Forest. In recognition of the outstanding leadership during his tenure as CMD in NCCI, Shri Khwaja received 3 national level awards, including Manager of the Year Award 2005 by Hyderabad Management Association to the conservation of biological diversity. He is fond of trekking, reading, and photography. Very interesting indeed, and it's a pleasure for us to have you in our midst today. We have Shanti to felicitate the guests. And he studied and taught at the Osmania University, from where he received his Master's, MPhil, and PhD in Business Management. He has joined as a senior faculty at SAIL Management Training Institute, Ranchi, and the ISO Institute. Dr. Babu's latest assignment is Professor and Chief Consultant, Public Sector Management, Governance and Institution Development in Commonwealth Secretariat, London from 2002 to 2004, and he's worked for the President of this government. He has taught with the graduate and postgraduate courses for the last 30 years. He has guided several research projects and has published a number of research papers in various journals of repute. His books are Management of State Enterprises, Responding HRD, The Contemporary Issues, HRD Network, Training Development in Public Enterprises in India. And is a guest faculty of several institutions of higher learnings, including the IIMs. A widely traveled senior executive and member of several professional organizations. He is presently with the Swarna Bharati Institute of Science and Technology Management, besides conducting various training programs for software companies. And I request you to come to the dais. I request Kirti to felicitate our guest. And we have our own fulcrum and inspiration of this institute, our beloved Planning Commission study group on restructuring of SOPs. There's also been a research for Planning Commission, Finance Commission, Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council, International Civil Services Consortium, the branch. Thanks. And I request Kirti to felicitate our guest. We started with a welcome address by our director.
Prof. Reddy, President of this function, Prof. Siddiqui, Shri Khwaja, Prof. my senior colleagues in the profession there, Prof. Janardhan, Prof. my colleagues from the faculty, and my friends from the postgraduate programs invited. Friends, this is a very, very interesting occasion. Yesterday I was at ISB and I was a part of the function, book release function, the acrobatics of change, which was held yesterday at ISB. And today we have two eminent colleagues, our senior colleagues, who have brought out this very, very important package on management of change. They are in our midst. I think change is life. If we don't change, then we become extinct. And I'm so happy that we have our midst our president, who is a very famous scientist, has published internationally and has very, very high. We know the law of Darwin. If you don't change, you are not there, and change is eternal. It's for us to see the change or not. The book that has been brought out is a very, very interesting book. I have had opportunities of reading many other books. Certainly they have come from the West. They come in two parts. Part one is from Moid and his own life, I think, his life where he has managed change very, very well. Not that he wanted to do it, but it happened to be so. But what I would say is that he enjoyed, I think, managing change. Because when you take the book, you just don't leave it. It's, I think, a very fascinating novel. And if it had gone for Booker's Prize, I'm sure, I think, the book would have got the Booker's Prize. And maybe that book gets the Booker Prize. If not this year, maybe it may get the Booker's Prize next time, because they may have to change their own definition of what should be then taken as the thing which could be considered for the Booker's Prize. It has gone to Edinburgh, but I'm sure that next time I think it might go to this book. I read the book. It's a very, very interesting book. As I told you in the first part, we talk of the three chains, we talk of the trapeze, you know, the game in the circus. I was listening to yesterday and I understood better when I was there. It's so difficult to balance. That's what Gita says. We always talk about balancing, but the more we talk, the less we do of it. And you take all religions, you take all philosophies, I think all of them they talk about balancing the things. But that is a dream which is very difficult for many of us to achieve. As he would I think explain, when we do that, we are not sure whether we will go from this pole to next pole. And the time is, I think, very, very small. And if we are not able to do that, we are nowhere. So, though the game looks to be something, very, very interesting, very attractive, but whether you can be a good performer, I think, that's the question over there. He talks of number of things. He talks of, he talks of change of parish. He says change is hard because people overestimate the value of what they have and underestimate the value of what they may gain by giving up. Giving up is a great challenge. In fact, in the book, when you begin, you find a very well-authored preface from Mr. Irani. And Mr. Irani's life itself is a life of great change. I think whole the Tata family, they came to India and then they became a part of the great Indian, family is, I think, worth living. And Irani has gone through the book and it's a very fascinating preface over there. At one point, I think, in the first part we say either change or perish. But if we don't perform a change well, then it's change and perish. Somewhere in the book it is written, I always believe that the key to human happiness is to unlock the intrinsic quality of humanism which we all possess. Can we do that? We all talk about our own individual successes, our own individual achievements, but can we talk about the humanity? Change means change of mindset and approach at micro levels, and change of culture and what ethos at macro levels. Managing change and managing transition, both hard track and soft track. I think very, very great challenge. I think somewhere in the book it is written that we talk about changing the institutions, we talk about changing IP, we talk about changing management program, we talk about changing country, we talk about changing world, we talk about changing UN. But can we change ourselves? We are very small, I think, particle on this planet. But can we do that? Can we look, I think, at each evening, I think, when we go to bed, can we just think what we did and did we change at all? I think the book very rightly points out, it is easy to deal with the hard track, but it is very, very difficult to deal with the soft track. Then I think there is the other, part of the book, which actually is very, very interesting, which has been authored by Khwaja Sahab, and Khwaja Sahab became part of the Singhali family. He talked of Singhalism, he talked of one mission, one vision, one flag, and he gives us, I think, a very good tip there that communication, I think, is the basic thing. Can we communicate and communicate with others, with groups, with people who work in enterprise, maybe I think with ourselves? Could we communicate? Do we ever get time to communicate with our own self? I think that's very important. Follow religiously all the time. He also says change is hard because people overestimate the value of change. Mr. Irani, I think, says somewhere in the book, the first 4 pages, that the book has enriched his own managerial perspective. It has given him new insights to meet the needs of his life. Great author quoted, who said, man cannot discover new oceans unless he has the courage to lose sight of the shore. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in trying to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. And then everybody has accepted by now that change is unavoidable. Change is prosperity, change is progress, change is inventing new, change is getting ready to compete, change is looking forward, change is humility. In the change dynamics, Prof. Siddiqui, he makes a very revealing, I think, observation. I think 2 or 3 things that I think all of us should try to read. One is, why can't we step into the same river price? We think that we can step into price, but river is changing each second, each I will say nanosecond, but we are not able to perceive. And if we can do that, then certainly I think we can get much better from our life than what we have been getting or what we have received so far. And he also writes a chapter on a boy frog never jumps out of the frying pan. I think this is a great story, and you might be knowing about that, but you should read. He talks of change management techniques, and there he says that change management is a trapeze feat, managing transition, hard and soft tech. I just talked, and then let me also talk about Khwaja once again. The work that he got the success not because he went there as CMD. He might have won there as CMD, but he became one with the Singareni people, and then he cultivated a romance in Singareni. And he created the power of bonding, I think. That's, I think, very, very important. If power of bonding is not there, then I think history and geography, they cannot do anything. You have seen countries have come, but countries have got disintegrated. And that power of bonding, Khwaja Sahab, he created by cultivating or giving new things like Singarenism, the magic of communication. And in my view, I have to meet tomorrow with success. We have to meet tomorrow with success with a new mantra of change. We cannot live tomorrow with the techniques and the strategies that we adopted in the past. On that note, let me once again welcome Moid Siddiqui sir, let me welcome Khwaja sir. We can talk so many things about both of them, but let me tell you, Khwaja sir is an inseparable part of the institute. He was on the board of the institute for 5 to 7 years, and he talked of change there, and we did initiate. That's how we are following your steps, and we are trying to change as much as possible. We are trying to understand the import of change. We are trying to see how we can do that. We have been trying to look around, and we know that world is changing very, very fast. If we don't do that, we will not be here. We will not be anywhere. Moid Siddiqui sir is again a very, very old friend of ours. Let me tell you, we feel pride in welcoming you in many regards. One is that you have been a part of the public sector. We have worked not in one or two, in many, many enterprises, and we have the entire board of the directors of BEL here, in training, and you are director of personal and human resource development here. I will also say that you must read this chapter where he talks about private enterprises also, how HRD function has been organized and how HRD executives they relate to the board over there. And there is a very, very interesting story among others, story of the NFCL there. I think it's worth reading. Both Khwaja sir and Siddiqui sir, they are part of the institute, and when I say that, I must also tell you that Dr. Swami has also been a part of the institute. I think he grew in this institute. I think venture to say that, and certainly I think we have been doing all this under the shadow of Prof. Janardhan. We are trying to come up to the expectations of the university in terms of contribution in the area of research, consulting and training, in terms of starting new courses at the institute, in terms of making a mark in the management world, both in the public and private sector in our country and abroad. So on your behalf and on my own behalf, I once again welcome the distinguished dignitaries on the dais here, and also off the dais, we have very, very eminent professors, Professor Vikramaya, Professor Lakshman, and all my colleagues, and again, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. And now for the eagerly awaited moment, you can hear from the author himself, and I request Shri Moid Siddiqui to deliver his address.
On the dais, honorable guests, young students, and the future corporate India, which is jointly authored by Mr. Khwaja and me. I'll take you through some of the concepts of the first part, and my co-author Mr. Khwaja will be taking you through the second part, that is the romance with Singareni, what he calls love story of Singareni. Quit industry and float my own company, Intellects. And I have been in association with Singareni colleagues, what is called as SCCL, for almost a decade. I was doing some work for them. I have been taking sessions and all that. But my association with Mr. Khwaja Sahab is hardly about 5 years. It so happened that they have been conducting yearly retreats, and I was invited to that retreat to take a session on the balance of scorecard. And there it was the first occasion meeting Khwaja Sahab in the Love Extra site. We thought that we are made for each other. We started the Jubilbandi, which you will find very enthusiastic, very dynamic. And more than that, he is a fine human being, very fine human being. Since I was doing some consulting job for Singrani, as an outsider, I used to get a lot of stories about Singrani, and I know that how much love the people have got for him. When I came to know that Singrani, a lot of people are there from the public sector. I don't know about the private sector. In public sector, when a company goes to BFR, we start writing the obituary. That now the company is finished, we have to just take it and cremate it. I know. But here is the story where not once, while the company has gone to BFR, and it was brought out, and not only was turned around, but it has brought to the height where it has given the output and profitability ever highest under the leadership of Mr. Khwaja. And when I suggested to Mr. Khwaja that you have done so miraculous job and your leadership and the change management, why don't you take this story to the corporate world? He was a bit shy. He said that to talk about self, about my leadership, I don't think that is necessary and all that. My job is to lead, reading the books from our people, because either the books are not available, or we feel that perhaps the corporate strategies and the corporate studies are better in Western countries. I am the guy who always says that we are from India, from eastern side, and we have to take our culture as a pride and imbibe the culture into the corporate sector. But we are running to the west, forgetting our values. That's why you must have seen that in my book, I quote a lot of things from the eastern side. One thing more I want to share, perhaps it will be shock for some of you. Go to the computer, take a dictionary, you will find the word easternize. Is there or not? Easternize. You can easternize people. But if you write the word westernize, you can westernize the people, you cannot easternize the people. The word westernize will be accepted by spell check. When you say easternize, spell check will reject. The word easternize has been not accepted by English. It means we are there only to westernize, to get westernized, but we cannot easternize them because English does not accept that. Okay, this is background. Chanakya has mentioned more damage has been caused to the society by the people of knowledge. More damage has been caused to the society by the people of knowledge than the evildoers by not sharing their knowledge with the people. And this was a shock. We never wanted that the knowledge and the experiences which has come should be there only with us, and that is the result which is there before you, that all the experiences of Mr. Khwaja, which is turned around, you find as a part of love story. Gathering is more about the students, so I will address more to them. Who do you think that who is the first change manager in the world? Who talked about the change management? Okay, whether it is the AD or BC era? The BC era. He is Heraclitus of Athens. His famous sentence, you can't step twice in the same river. You can't step in the same river twice. It tells all about the dynamics of the change. When you get in, a lot of things have changed. So he said twice. Now, this is one way to understand that the water changes. But when you read Einstein, Albert Einstein, he is taken a bit farther. He says that time is the fourth dimension of space. Yes or no? So that space-time is the word which has been coined. And if time is the fourth dimension of space, Then why to talk about the river? I would like to say that in the same puddle which is removed, puddle of water which is stagnant, when you take the second dip, it is not the same space and time, because the time has changed, so space has to change, if you believe in Albert Einstein. Please understand, these are the dynamics of the change. Whether you want to change or not change, change will take over. So that's why always we say, change before the change forces you to change. The best time for change is not when you are uncomfortable, when you are threatened. The best time for the change is when you are comfortable, so that coolly, calmly you can plan your next move before the cheese starts stinking. There is a very common phrase which most of the authors they have been writing, and I also quoted the phrase, change or perish. Beautiful slogan, very phonetic, looks very nice to the ears. I mentioned this book, change or perish, no doubt is a good phrase, but I have seen many a company which over years you'll find the story in the book. If you are able to articulate the change by understanding the dynamics, following certain strategies, the change in their organization, which is going away, because I know that getting away from the surface of the corporate sector. So, for this reason, change, the concept of change, we know the entire concepts. Some people they say the change is a dance. We as the author, we don't accept that. Why? Dance here. The steps are predetermined. You know very well. As per the rhythm which is predetermined, you have to take the steps which are the predetermined. But as Professor Misha was mentioning, change. I think most of you must have seen the circus. And when you go see the circus, the most amazing feats are other ground bar and then go to the other end. Be there anchorless and then hold the other ground bar, then only you will go to the other side of it. Either they succeed or they collapse. That anchorlessness, that hovering in the space without holding either this crossbar or that crossbar is the transition of the change. And if you understand that transition, and if you manage that transition, you can manage the change. And if you are not able to understand that transition, and then you mismanage, the change management will not be fulfilling the required thing, and the things can go disastrous. I have 10% in private sector, Nagaland group. I have say a few couple of years in CUB Management Institute. If you ask me what is the toughest activity in the management, I will say change management, and which is unfortunately taken very casually. Very casually. Some consultant like Siddiqui is called, everything handed over to him, then he will give some capsules and he will go away. Now, management does not know how to go about that. They go to volumes. Then what happens? We look forward to some of the interests like, and then they try to do something, and ultimately we don't know how to go about that, and everything is like that. My suggestion is that please acquire the service of the consultant, no problem, but the leader ought to have the basic concepts of managing the change. He must know that once he is planning the change, the transition is very, very dangerous for the reason that if the people become nervous, the change will fail. His job is to create excitement. His job is to create excitement. His job is to encourage. His job is to communicate, as you will be hearing from Mr. Khwaja, how this capsule of communicating has created a miracle while he was turnaround the company. Because when you go for the change, a lot of anxiety is created in the people. What happens to me? What happened to my job? What happened to my company? I'm so comfortable. I'm so comfortable. Why does he think that he started? No? So the job of the leader is to communicate and say that here why we are carrying out the change, how it is going to be better than what you are doing. These things are very very necessary. Change management a bit paradoxical. If you ask me, because the life is very paradoxical. For the reason, in most of the scriptures, including Bhagavad Gita, a lot of things are there which are so paradoxical that it is very difficult to understand by a common mind. I would like to quote one which is related to the change. We talk today, dynamic stability. We said that you have to manage change, manage the change through dynamic stability. Dynamic stability. First, you are dynamic and you are stable. Up here, how you can be dynamic and stable? Go to Bhagavad Gita, you understand. The people of Hyderabad, this is what Bhagavad Gita says, chapter 8, verse 12, if I am correct. It says, the people of wisdom are those who know the action in inaction and inaction in action. The wisdom of people are those who can find action, that is dynamism, in inaction, stability, and inaction in action. And there is, you can just look to that, there is no much time to explain more. And today,